Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm finally returning to you for the end of the month video, like we usually do, like I usually do every month, every end of the month, to announce the best and worst songs of July 2025 this time. Because there's a lot of songs that came out for the month of July that I was very interested in. So this may be a very lengthy video, but I'll try to break it down as quickly as I can on each track that I listen to. And yeah, I'm going to discuss what I listened to for tracks 42 to 1 for the best section, and then there's only 4 songs for the worst. And then I'll let you know what my thoughts are for each song as I go through the list. So let's start with number 42 on the best section, which is starting with Good Charlotte's Stepper. This was a good song, but I wouldn't say it was like something I was a fan of. I think it was solid enough. I think there were some cheesy lyrics from time to time, but knowing Good Charlotte, this is the kind of style they go for with their material. Sorry about yawning. But overall, I think Joel Madden's singing was pretty solid, and just the execution of the track was solid. But it's just the chorus was kind of a little cheesy at times. But you know what you're getting with Good Charlotte when you uh, find out that they're gonna go back to their roots from the old style they went for. But overall, Stepper by Good Charlotte is a 4.5 out of 5, and it made it at my number 42. Number 41 is Maroon 5 with California. This one was a good song. I think Adam Levine's singing potential was pretty solid. Would I say this is probably better than the other 2 singles? Yes, I would say that. Priceless was okay, but not anything great out of the park great. And All Night was average at best. It was fairly average. And then this song was a little nice with the acoustic guitar work and melodic singing from Adam Levine. And overall, it's going to be on their new album, Love Is Like, dropping August 15th. So, and also Good Charlotte's new album, Motel Du Cap, drops August 8th. But overall, yeah, I think it was a solid track, and I made it at my number 41. Number 40 is Attack Attack with I Complain on Our Metalcore. This was a song that came out the second Friday of July, so July 11th. But it's overall pretty solid track. Not one of my favorites per se, but I wasn't sure if it was gonna make the top best songs of this month. But it started getting better as you progressed through the rest of the track. The intro is kind of corny, but that's what they went for. And he says at a certain point in the song at the beginning, "What the fuck am I even saying?" And then he says, "Whatever I want." So it's kind of weird stuff, but it kind of makes you laugh a little with the subtleness of the song, with what it was going for. Like, oh, they really went for that, and then, oh, now they're going heavy. But overall, Attack Attack did put out a good song for I Complain on Our Metalcore, so that was a 4.5 out of 5. It will be on their Attack Attack 2 album dropping August 8th of 2025, so in the next 2 weeks, or week or so, technically, to be precise, because August 1st is upon us in just a few days. But overall, yeah, I Complain on Our Metalcore at number 40. Number 39 is Shinedown with Killing Fields. This one was a solid one, but not one of my favorites. But it's alright for how it sounds. I think with how Brent Smith was singing this track, the Welcome to the Killing Fields, I don't even think you're real lyrics and all that. There was some cheesiness with the lyrics, but the overall sound of the chorus was pretty strong, and technically it's not a terrible track, so it's a serviceable enough track to get you to listen to and see what you think of it for yourself. But I think it's going to be on an upcoming Shinedown record in 2026. But I have a feeling they're going to drop something in 2026. I don't see them coming back later this year. But overall, Killing Fields at number 39. Number 38 is In This Moment with Heretic featuring Kim Dracula. This was a pretty solid song. I'm going to give it a 4.75 out of 5 for this one. I didn't hate it, but I didn't think it was one of the best tracks of the month, but it is a solid enough track to get you to listen. And Kim Dracula's singing was kind of weird, but it wasn't terrible, in my opinion. But overall, Maria Brink's singing in this was pretty good for the most part, with her screams and her melodic, dark, weird, ominous singing vocals that do have some potential. But overall, it's at my number 38 for this In This Moment Heretic featuring Kim Dracula. Solid enough track. Number 37 is All Time Low with The Weather. This was a pretty good song. I actually did enjoy this a little more than I thought. At first, I wasn't sure if I was going to really like this track, but it's pretty good in its own way. It's a 4.75 out of 5 for this one. I've been enjoying a lot of All Time Low's material. I mean, Sucker Punch is a pretty solid track. I think that was a pretty good one. This one is a nice track too. It has some melodic drumming and the vocals from Alex Gaskarth were pretty good. It's going to be on their new record, Everyone's Talking, dropping October 17th of 2025, so I'm very surprised they're dropping another record. I thought they were going to hold off until the new year, but I'm glad they're dropping something near the end of the year in the fourth quarter of 2025. So overall, that's my number 37 pick, All Time Low, The Weather. Number 36 is Foo Fighters with Today's Song. This was a pretty good song in its own way. I mean, Dave Grohl's singing was pretty nice for the most part. It did have its strong moments with the drumming, and overall with the execution of the track, did fairly well. So it held its own, and I'm really impressed with Foo Fighters with this track. This returning track since their But Here We Are album that dropped in 2023 of June 2nd, I believe is when it came out. But from what I listened to, I think all Foo Fighters did a pretty good job on this track. It's a 4.75 out of 5, and it's probably one of the highlights of the month. But not the best highlight, but it is a strong highlight to look back at and say, this was a good July 4th track. Number 35 is Daughtry with The Bottom. This was a pretty good song. I really enjoyed Chris Daughtry singing in this one. There were some moments where I wasn't sure if I was feeling for the melody, but overall it is the top tier of the 5 out of 5 tracks, but it is pretty strong in its own way. And it's going to be on their Shock to the System Part 2, dropping September 12th of 2025, the new EP. That's going to be, I think, 7 tracks, to be precise. The last EP was only 6 tracks, but overall, I think Daughtry put out a pretty solid single. Give me a second, I gotta pause the video. Hey guys, I'm sorry for pausing the video. I had to see what was going on. My mom was calling me for a second. But now at number 34, since I talked about Daughtry, The Bottom, that was a pretty good song. 5 out of 5 for that one. And my number 35 was Daughtry, The Bottom. Number 34, to continue where I left off, is Ava Max with Wet Hot American Dream. I think this was a pretty good song. I mean, it is a little bit showing her sexy side in this track. And basically showing her off in her bra and underwear. But overall, I think this was a pretty good song for how it sounded. I mean, I think Ava Max is very sexy of a woman. And that's just my opinion. It's the truth, but yeah. But overall, the song was pretty good. I can't wait for her Don't Click Play album dropping August 22nd of 2025. So I hope that album does well because her last record, Diamonds and Dance Floors, was a pretty good album. Did make it on my best albums. And this one, we'll just see how it does. So Ava Max at number 34 with Wet Hot American Dream. Number 33 is Caskets with The Only Heaven You'll Know. Pretty good song for how it sounded. I didn't hate how the lead singer was singing this track, but I wouldn't say it was one of my favorite tracks, but it is 5 out of 5 material as of now. I think the lead singer's vocals did very well in this track, and execution-wise, this was a solid enough track to keep you listening. So, that's my number 33 pick, Caskets with The Only Heaven You'll Know. It's going to be on their upcoming record on November 7th, The Only Heaven You'll Know, like I said, dropping November 7th of 2025. So we'll see how that album turns out. Number 32 is Hailstorm with Rain Your Blood on Me. This was a pretty good song. Lizzie Hale's singing potential was pretty good. I mean, it's in the, kind of the top 30s area of the 5 out of 5 material, but it is very good for how it sounds. I think it's going to be a good track to be on their new record. It is a good track to be on their new upcoming record, Everest, dropping August 8th of 2025. So we're getting a lot of fucking albums for the third and fourth quarter of 2025. So I think the end of the year is going to be packed with so many epic records, hopefully good records. We'll wait and see what we think of it come in August 8th and for the rest of the third and fourth quarter albums. We'll see how they sound. So, number 32 is Hailstorm with Rain Your Blood on Me. Pretty good track. I really enjoyed this track for how it sounded. Number 31 is Of Mice and Men with Wake Up. This is a pretty good one. Really enjoyed Aaron Paul's singing potential. Sounded pretty strong. It's going to be on their upcoming record, dropping. I can't remember the album's name, but Another Miracle, I think, was the album's name or whatever. If I remember correctly, but you can remind me in the comment section below. But it will be dropping on November 14th of 2025. So, mid-fourth quarter album, basically. So overall, yeah, that's my number 31 of Mice and Men with Wake Up. I really enjoyed that track, and Aaron Paul's singing was very good, nice and melodic for the most part, and the drumming in this was pretty good. The chorus is the shining aspect of the track. Number 30 is Thrice with Nash. I really enjoyed this track. It will be on their upcoming record, Horizon West, I believe is the album's name, dropping October 3rd of 2025. Can't wait to listen to that record too. There's going to be a lot of, like I said, there's going to be a lot of great, interesting albums that I'm looking forward to come in the end of the year, basically, from August to December. So I think we're going to get packed with some pretty good material then. But overall, I think Thrice put out a pretty strong track, and the lead singer's vocals sounded really good for the most part. So that's my number 30 pick. Number 29 is Adept with Ignore the Sun. Pretty good song. Really enjoyed this track for how it sounded. I think the lead singer's screaming potential, which I'm very new to this band, by the way. I just got into them a few weeks ago, and I listened to their song Ignore the Sun, which was a really strong track. The chorus is my favorite aspect of the track. The screaming potential through the verses are pretty good. So it will be on their new record, dropping October 24th of 2025. So I can't wait to listen to that. I kind of forgot the album's name, but I remember enjoying Ignore the Sun, and it was a pretty strong track. That was my number 29 pick. Number 28 is Alkaline Trio with Oblivion. Pretty good track. I think with how Matt Skiba was singing this track, did very well for the most part. And overall, this track shined with his vocals, and the track's kind of pertaining to some politicized topics, but overall, it's basically about social things that are happening all over the world and all that sociality topics. But overall, it did very well for the execution, so really enjoyed the chorus too. So strong track. And that was my number 28 pick. Number 27 is From Ashes to New with New Disease. Pretty strong track. Really enjoyed this one too. It was hard to decide which songs would make it in my top 20, but overall, I think. Give me a second, I gotta pause the video. Hey guys, sorry again. Needed some help with my mom and all that. She was trying to get her phone, just decline a call. So, you know how it is. I got things I'm doing around the house sometimes. But overall, From Ashes to New Disease, Danny's singing potential was very good in this track. Really enjoyed that moment of the song with his clean vocals in the verses, and the chorus shined very well with his singing potential. But overall, from what I listened to, I think From Ashes to New Disease did pan out pretty well with the execution. And just overall, I think Matt Branberry's rapping moment in the second verse was pretty strong too. So this was definitely a strong track, and can't wait to see what the future holds for From Ashes to New. And they'll probably drop a record next year, but we'll just wait and see what happens after that. But overall, that was a strong track. That's my number 27 pick. Number 26 is President with Rage. This one was a pretty good one, but I wouldn't say it was worthy to be in the top 20, but in the close to the top 25, I guess you could say. The upper 25s area of the track. But overall, I think the Masked President guy who, sorry about that, I'm just getting a notification. Overall, I think the singing from the President guy sounded really good, and just with the execution of the overall track, with the production of the pop beat of the song, the beat was sounding pretty good in the track, and the drumming moments in the second chorus sounded really good. But overall, it did very well with his singing potential, so I can't wait to see how King of Terrors turns out come September 26th of 2025. So we'll see what happens with the President King of Terrors EP, which is only going to be I think 7 songs or something like that. But overall, yeah, pretty strong material. I think it's 6 songs, 6 or 7 songs, it's somewhere around there on the EP. But overall, enjoyed this track. That's my number 26 pick. Number 25 is September Morning with Hell Like Me. Pretty strong one. Really enjoyed this track for how it sounded execution-wise. I think Emily Lazar's singing potential was really good in this track, and I can't wait to see what new material they drop coming. I think in 2026 they're going to drop an album, but for a lead single, it sounded very strong. So I was really impressed with this track, and it is definitely a strong track. Definitely recommend this song if you have not listened to it. That's my number 25 pick. Number 24 is Black Veil Brides with Hallelujah. Pretty good song. Really enjoyed this one for how it sounded. I think Andy Biersack's singing potential was pretty good, and the screaming moments in the track were pretty strong. But I wouldn't say this was worthy to be in the top 20, but it was very good material. I'd possibly give it a 5 out of 5 as of now. Pretty strong track. It's definitely worthy to be in the close to top 25 of the list. So that's my number 24 pick. Number 23 is 3 Days Grace with Kill Me Fast. Pretty good track. I really enjoyed this one. I think Adam Gontier's singing potential was really good for the most part in the first verse and the chorus. Then Matt kind of delivered some vocals from time to time, and it did alright, but it wasn't like as good as Adam's singing potential, because Adam was like the shining star of the track, and he did very well with his singing potential. Can't wait to see how Alien Nation turns out August 22nd of 2025. We'll just wait and see how the record sounds, but overall, pretty good song. And it was my number 23 pick. Number 22 is Yellowcard with Take What You Want. I wish this could have been in my top 20, but it is a very good song. Pretty catchy, too. It definitely would have been worthy in the top 20, but I deemed it to be at this spot because I found there to be other tracks that I really enjoyed during the month of July. But there was a lot of fucking songs for the month of July. Like I said, this is going to be a very long video, so keep in mind of that. Yellowcard Take What You Want is a very good track. I recommend this song if you have not listened to it, and that's my number 22 pick. Brian Key's singing potential was really good, and also it's going to be on their new record, Better Days, dropping October 10th of 2025. So can't wait to listen to that, and I definitely recommend this song. That's my number 22 pick. Number 21 is Simple Plan with Nothing Changes. Very good track. Really enjoyed this one. I think it was a standalone single for their album that they dropped or whatever. But I just only listened to this song because it was up my alley and I wanted to see how it would sound. And Pierre's singing potential was pretty good for the most part. This was a very strong track. Better than that Avril Lavigne and Simple Plan collab, Young and Dumb, which was such horseshit. But overall, Simple Plan has not been the band that I would say that puts out great material, but overall, they put out solid enough material and some pretty good songs, depending on the structure and how it sounds, and how Pierre executes with his vocals and the delivery of the track. So, overall, I think this track did pull it off for how it sounded. That's my number 21 pick. Number 20 is Currents with It Only Gets Darker. Very good track. Definitely was excited for this track when it came out, and I had to put it at number 20 because there were some other songs in the top 20 that were really worthy to be in the top 20. It was really hard to decide which ones I would have put in the top 20, but I finally found a list, and I can say I'm pretty proud of this list, and I had to work hard just to get all these songs written down and get this video out to you today to premiere for tomorrow afternoon or late afternoon. But overall, I think Currents, It Only Gets Darker was a really strong track. Definitely recommend you guys check this song out. Number 19 is The Veer Union with My Empire. I know this is a song that came out in June, but I added it to the July list because I just heard the song just a week or so ago during my return when I heard Sea of Fear. But overall, I think my return to YouTube, basically. Overall, I think My Empire was a really good song. I think Crispin Earl's vocals sounded really strong. And I'm very excited to see how Reincarnation sounds come February 20th of 2026. So we still gotta wait a little bit till the album drops, but it's only gonna be 10 tracks, so I hope they don't spoil the record a little too much. Like, if they want to drop another single, I think they should wait till, like, December or January. Should wait a little while. But overall, from what I listened to, My Empire is at my number 19. Very good track. Does have some screaming moments from the Glenn guy, I believe is his name. He's one of the new members and the unclean vocalist of the V Reunion now. But overall, this track did very well. Number 18 is the V Reunion again with Sea of Fear. Now, this was a song that came out recently, and it is a very good track. I can tell you guys it's one of my favorite tracks that I listened to in my top 20, and it was worthy to be in the top 20. I think the screaming potential from Glenn was pretty good, and Crispin Earl's singing potential, for the most part, was really good too. So this track worked. It flowed very well with the screaming and the clean vocals. I really enjoyed this track. Definitely recommend this song, and that was my number 18 pick. Number 17 is Dayseeker with Creature in the Black Night. Really good song. Really enjoyed this one for how it sounded. I think Rory Rodriguez's singing potential is really good in this track for the most part. He does his scream moment in the bridge part with the you run, you run, you run like a creature in the Black Night. And then the bleh thing was really strong for the track. Really enjoyed this track for how it sounded, and I can't wait for the self-titled album Creature in the Black Night to drop October 24th of 2025. We've already gotten 2 of the singles, Pale Moonlight and the title track Creature in the Black Night. But overall, this was a pretty nice melodic track, but did have its scream moments. It was a pretty soft track, soft rock track, and soft progressive metal track. But for what they offered with this one, they didn't want to make something about tragedy and new life and all that, like their last record, Dark Sun, which is a very nice record and very meaningful album to Rory Rodriguez, and it's a meaningful album to even his fans too, because it's talking about death and then brings new life, apparently. So it's like the circle of life, basically. But overall, I think this was an enjoyable song, Creature in the Black Night. And like I said, I can't wait for the Creature in the Black Night album. I think it's going to be on a different track with their new album, but more darker material with how Rory was feeling through the past few years of his writing and all that, what made him go back to their more darker, scream melodic tracks. So overall, that's my number 17 pick. Number 16 is We Came as Romans with Where Did You Go? One of the new tracks that came out recently. Really enjoyed this song. Had to be in my top 20 for sure. It was close to the top 15, but I didn't think anything else would be in the top 15. But I don't think this was worthy to be in the top 15. But overall, it was very good for how it sounded. And I think Dave Stevens' vocals sounded very strong. And overall, his screaming moments in the track did very well. All Is Beautiful Because We're Doomed is the new record dropping August 22nd of 2025. And I can't wait to listen to that record when it drops then. And yeah, I'm very excited for All Is Beautiful Because We're Doomed. And a very good track, 5 out of 5, and definitely recommend this song. And this was my number 16 pick. Number 15 is Dance Gavin Dance with Trapdoor. Very good track. It came out like close to the second week of July, but it did sound very good for how overall with how John was screaming the track, and basically this track worked with Andrew Wells' singing potential, and I think they're on a different direction with this record. Pantheon, which I did listen to that album, but I cannot spoil it for you. But I will get a review out during 2 weeks before the record drops, but I won't release it till close to September 12th. But overall, I think you guys will enjoy my album review for it and my take for it come the week of September 12th. But because I've already listened to the record, but I can't spoil it at all. I don't want to spoil it. I've listened to it since June 29th, somewhere around early July or something like that. I've been listening to it since then, but it's all I can say is it's very clever and simple. And give me a second, I gotta pause the video. Hey guys, I am so sorry about that. I've had to pause the video a few times during this video just to talk to my mom for a moment. But to get back on track, Dance Gavin Dance Trapdoor is a very good track. I recommend it. It's going to be on their new record, Pantheon, dropping September 12th of 2025, and that's my number 15 pick. Number 14 is Glasslands with Die Alone. Pretty good track. I like the lead singer's singing vocals. For the most part, it sounds very strong, and it was worthy to be in my top 14. Don't really have much to say on that, but I did enjoy this track for sure, with how it sounded with his vocals, and the drumming was pretty strong. Number 13 is Fit for a King with Witness the End, featuring Chris Motionless of Motionless in White. Very good track. The screaming potential from Ryan Kirby is really good in this track. It's going to be on their new record. Excuse my belching. On their new record, Lonely God, August 1st, so it's coming out this upcoming Friday. I will be reviewing that album possibly tomorrow, I think, in the next day or so. Probably during around this time this video comes out, but overall, I think this track was very good for how it sounded. It's definitely a favorite track of mine, and maybe I'll decide to release this whole video early to you guys, because I do have some albums and new songs to review tomorrow for the day of August 1st. But overall, I think Fit for a King, Witness the End, featuring Chris Motionless, was very good. I can't wait to listen to the new album on August 1st for Lonely God, so it's coming out really soon. But overall, very good track. Even Chris Motionless' screaming potential was really good in this track. Chorus is very memorable too. It is the last track on their new album, Lonely God, but it is a pretty epic closing track. Number 12 is We Came as Romans with Culture Wound. Very good song too. I really enjoyed this one for how it sounded. I really liked We Came as, basically Dave Stevens' singing potential was good. Going to be on their new record, All Is Beautiful Because We're Doomed, dropping August 22nd of 2025. And like I said, it's a pretty strong track for how it sounded. So, yeah, give me 1 second. I gotta pause the video. Hey guys, I am so sorry for pausing so many times. I just had to help my mom out with things. But to finish what I was going to say, We Came as Romans, Culture Wound is going to be on their new record, All Is Beautiful Because We're Doomed, dropping August 22nd of 2025. Can't wait to listen to it, and definitely recommend this song. Pretty strong track. Dave Stevens' singing potential and screaming moments are very good in this track. 5 out of 5. Number 11 is Ice Nine Kills with The Great Unknown. Now, you knew I was going to talk about this eventually. Very good track as a standalone single. It's definitely referring to the movie The Matrix. This song is basically pertaining the theme of it about the Matrix movies. But overall, I think Spencer Charnas' singing potential was really good. Screaming moments were very good too in this track. And overall, I can't wait to see what they offer for 2026 for their upcoming record if they drop an album. Because I know it's been a little while since they haven't dropped any newest singles except for The Art of Dying or something like that. But overall, I think Ice Nine Kills The Great Unknown. Very strong track, and definitely recommend this song. Yeah, that's my number 11 pick. Number 10 is After the Burial with For the Hollow. Give me a second, I gotta pause the video. Again, guys, I am so sorry for pausing so many times in this video. I just making sure that everything's okay around here, that I have free time to do what I need to do. So, After the Burial, For the Hollow was a very good track. It was definitely worthy to be in my top 10. and I really enjoyed this track for how it sounded with the screaming vocalist's vocals for the most part. So overall, I think great track. Definitely recommend this song. It was a song that came out on July 11th of 2025, but I can't wait to see what they offer for a new record. I think we're going to have one in 2026, but it's still been a while since an After the Burial song or album, since the Evergreen material, and also they dropped an EP before that, like in 2021 or something like that. So it's been a couple years since we got material from After the Burial, but overall, it's a very good song and I recommend it. Number 9 is Demon Hunter with Sorrow Light the Way. I just found out it's going to be on their new record, dropping on September 12th. I kind of forgot the album's name. There Was a Light, I believe is the album's name. Which drops September 12th of 2025. So we're going to get a lot of September 12th albums for sure come around the second week of September. But I'm very excited for that day because there's going to be a lot of good material coming out that day. But overall, I think Demon Hunter, Ryan Clark's singing was really good in this track, and overall, the melodic vocals that he did was very good, and did have its moments where he did some good screaming moments from time to time, but it was more of a melodic song, and it sounded really strong. So that made it at my number 9 pick. Number 8 is Era with Gore of Being. Very good track. I really enjoyed this song for how it sounded. And execution-wise, I'm very excited to see what Era does for the future with new material. I have a feeling we're going to get maybe an EP or an album next year for Era. But overall, I think they put out a pretty good album for Cure last year in 2024. But it was overall, I almost thought that the Era Gore Being in the latest single that came out almost 2 weeks ago was pretty strong too, which I'll talk about that song soon. But overall, Era Gore Being was really good with JTKB's screaming potential, and Jesse Cash's singing vocals were really good in this track, so I really enjoyed this. It made it at my number 8 pick. Number 7 is Keith Wallen with I'm With You, Avril Lavigne cover. Very good track. Really enjoyed Keith Wallen's singing potential in this song. I was really impressed with this track, with how it sounded overall, and it was one of my favorite songs of this month. Had to be in my top 10 for sure. I really enjoyed his cover of Avril Lavigne's cover for I'm With You. He did a very good job on this song, and the music video was pretty interesting too, with him driving around a neighborhood and in a U-Haul or whatever. But it overall was a very good track with how his singing vocals were. So, yeah, really enjoyed it. That's my number 7 pick. Number 6 is Between the Buried and Me with Absent Thereafter. Very good track. Really enjoyed this track for how it sounded. And overall, the screaming vocals from Tommy Giles Rogers Jr. was really strong. And they mixed it up with this track, 10-minute and 28-second track. It's almost a 10.5-minute song, but it does very well with the execution. Very strong track. I really enjoyed it. Can't wait for the Blue Nowhere to drop September 12th. That's another September 12th release, so I'll be very busy during that week with new music to come out, so it may take me a few days to get all those reviews out to you guys. But overall, Between the Buried and Me, Absent Thereafter, very strong track. Recommend you guys check it out. And that's my number 6 pick. Number 5 is I Prevail with Rain. Very good song. Really enjoyed this one. I was really impressed with the overall vocals from Eric. And I can't wait for their new record, Violent Nature, to drop September 19th of 2025. So that's a record I'm looking forward to. And yeah, I just enjoyed how he was singing this track. did his more melodic vocals, but did have some scream potential from time to time in this track. But the chorus had more melodic singing, and some of the verses had his monotone singing from time to time. But it overall sounded good for the structure of the track, and did very well. Number 4 is Deftones with My Mind is a Mountain. Had to be in my top 5 for sure. This was a great song. I think Chino Moreno's singing vocals were very strong in this track, and I really enjoyed how the overall flow of the track sounded with the drumming and the guitar work, and his screaming potential was pretty good. It's going to be on their new record, Private Music, dropping August 22nd of 2025. So, like I said, we're getting a lot of material for the end of the year, and I can't for the third and fourth quarters of 2025, and I can't wait to listen to these albums towards the end of the year, and it's going to be quite an adventure to go through during the close to the end of third quarter and fourth quarter albums. So basically, I'm very excited for this fall's material, and that's my number 4 pick. Deftones, My Mind is a Mountain at number 4. Very good track. Number 3 is Silent Planet with Wick. Very good track. I like Garrett's screaming potential in this track. Very good. Definitely a heavy banger of a track. The chorus is really ominous, but it has some Spitfire screaming potential from Garrett in the verses and the chorus, some of the chorus, and where he screams fire, and overall the bridge part and the ending to the track was really good with the strong screaming moments. So I really enjoyed this track. Had to be at my number 3 in the top 5. Number 2 is Era with Echo Sonata. I told you I was going to talk about this eventually. This was one of my favorites. It was the runner-up, unfortunately, but it is a very good track for how it sounds. I wish this could have been number 1, but there is a song that made number 1. And it was a surprising spot, and a spot I chose because this was a recent song, and I can say I'm very impressed with this recent song. But overall, Era Echo Sonata with Jesse Cash's singing vocals sounded very strong, and JT Cavy's screaming potential was very good in this track. So I'm very impressed with this song, and I can say I really like it. It came out July 18th, but I can't wait to see what they drop for new material for the upcoming few months or in 2026, depending on if they drop a Cure Deluxe Edition or an EP. Doesn't matter which, as long as we get new material from Era, that's all that matters, and they put out anything that they deem is worthy enough to be strong material. So I think they put out very strong material, and I'm very excited for this new era of Era. So I contradicted myself a little bit there, but overall, you get what I was saying. At number 1, drum roll please. I See Stars with Eliminator. That is the song of the month. I really enjoyed this track. It came out July 30th, today, of all days, of me recording this. But overall, it's very good. I think Devin Oliver's singing potential was really good, and some of his yelling moments were pretty solid. But overall, the track sounded really good, and the chorus was the highlight of the track. And I really enjoyed this track for how it sounded overall. It's going to be on their new record, The Wheel, dropping September 12th. Another September 12th release that I'm excited for. And I can't wait for you guys to see my review for it, because I've been very excited for new I See Stars material for a while. And I'm very much on board with this new album. So that is my number 1. And that is it for the best section. Now to go to the worst section. At number 4 in the worst spot is Baby Metal with Con featuring Bloodywood. I didn't really like this song. It was just cringy, and the way Sweet Metal was singing it wasn't that memorable of a track. But overall, it tried, but it failed, this track. Bloodywood didn't even sound that great and memorable on the track. But it's just the way it was sounding overall with Sui Metal singing. I wasn't feeling for this song that much. It's kind of annoying. So that's my number 4. Number 3 is Machine Gun Kelly with Vampire Diaries. The song sucked. It was definitely like a 2 or 1.75 out of 5 kind of track. But it overall didn't do so well of a song. And how he was singing and rapping this, it wasn't memorable of a track. I rarely return to this song, but I know it's going to be on his Lost Americana album dropping August 8th. And Baby Metal's Metal Force drops the same day, August 8th. But overall, that's my number 3 pick. Number 2 is Machine Gun Kelly again with Mist Sunshine, a recent track that I'm not a fan of. I think his singing was very annoying and utterly garbage, and this track is cringy as fuck. So, I can basically simplify it for you in 5 words. This shit is utter trash. So, yeah, that's 5 words for you. So, yeah, this song is utter trash. But overall, you get what I was saying. That's my number 2 pick. And finally, at number 1, drum roll please for the worst section. Waterparks, Red Guitar. This song is utterly bad. I did not like Austin Knight's singing potential in this track. It sounded cringy and overproduced as hell. And this song did not even do it for me. It was terrible as fuck. So, fuck this track. It really sucked. And it can go straight in the dumpster and live in that dumpster and rot. Because Red Guitar by Waterparks is the most annoying song of July. Give me a second, I gotta pause the video. Again, guys, I am sorry for pausing the video again. I just got a phone call real quick from my mom. So I gotta finish up this video. But yeah, Waterparks Red Guitar was terrible. And I don't recommend this song. So, yeah, that is going to be it for the best and worst songs of July 2025. Yes, this was a very long video, almost an hour long. I had a lot of stuff to break down and talk about with the July material of 2025. But I wanted to get this done for you guys as soon as I could, just to let you know that I'm still trying to put out content for you. I'm going to be a little busy during the weekend because I'm going to be starting a new job and I got a gig lined up for sign holding again, so I'll be doing okay. It's going to be pretty fucking hot. But I got a 3-day gig lined up for sign holding every weekend from Friday to Sunday, so should be alright. I think it'll work out. And it's fairly solid money. It's not the best, but it's going to get me by. It's better than nothing. But overall, I will say that I'm sorry for pausing the video so many times. I got a little bit of errands to run after I finish this video. But I appreciate you guys watching the best and worst songs of July 2025 video. I do appreciate you guys watching it. I am sorry for pausing it so many times during this video. Had to make sure that I wasn't getting summoned or too busy with things. And yeah, you heard that ringtone. It's for the Underoath All the Love Is Gone ringtone for my mom. I decided to put that as her ringtone for when she calls me. But overall, I appreciate you guys watching this best and worst songs of July 2025 video. And I'll see you guys during the month of August for new songs that I'll be talking about. And I'll see you guys soon in upcoming album reviews. Thanks for watching.